my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So today's video is long overdue. I'm going to be talking about all of the garments that I got sewn up in the month of April. So I know that we're almost at the end of May, but I just haven't had the chance really to film this because these vlogs tend to take a huge amount of time because I get all the patterns out, I get all the garments out and I try them on, and they end up being a really long vlog too. So I've just not really had the time really to carve out because I didn't want to rush it, and I've been a little bit poorly, but I'm feeling completely fine now, which is great. So I feel like I'll be able to get through all of this video without stopping to cough. So before I share all of the things that I got sewn up in April, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. And it is day 22 of Me Made May, and I'm wearing, because it's the weekend, normally I've got lots of jobs and things that I need to do. My daughter goes to drama, so normally I chuck on something that's nice and cosy. It's going to keep me warm, especially because the weather is just really cold at the moment. I feel like we're back in autumn, winter, and we've skipped the summer and spring. So I have got on my Jennifer Lauren handmade ivy pinafore, and then I've got a Billy sweater, which is a Tilly and the Buttons pattern. It made in this really fun bear, I think it's called Dancing Bear fabric. It's really fun. I wore this jumper to school, and there was a little girl that absolutely loved it, and she used to just keep following me around saying bears, bears. And I ended up taking in a scrap of this fabric so that she could take her own bear fabric home with her. It's very, very cute. She just loved, I think she just loved the bears, and she loved seeing what they were up to. I'll stand up so you can see it, but I'll also put in a picture of what it looks like. So it's quite a straightforward pinafore. It's quite loose, which is great. It's got pockets. It is lined. I've just got some floral lining. Sort of goes out ever so slightly. It's quite above the knee in length. I've got black tights on so you can't see, but my knees are here, so it is quite short. And like I said, it's got pockets. It's sort of quite similar in terms of the back and the front neckline, and you've got like this I don't think it's a yoke, I think it's like a facing detail, and then you top stitch all the way down. I think I've got a bit of fluff on there. And then the Billy sweater, I've done these big voluminous sleeves which gather into a cuff, which I absolutely love. So that is what I'm wearing. Like I said, with anything that I put on, it's going to be quite difficult for me to show you full length, but I will pop pictures in of what the garments look like on. But I know it's really handy for you to see me actually in it and moving around in it. So I will pop everything on that I have made in April. Some of the patterns I have got physically to show you, and some of them I haven't. So if I've bought like a PDF, I won't always print the instructions. Quite often I'll put my laptop or my iPad next to me when I'm sewing, and I'll just read the instructions that way. I don't necessarily want to print the instructions all of the time, so I don't always have the line drawings to show you. So I have got my notebook. Well, it's actually Lola's notebook. She got this for her birthday, but she doesn't use it, so she said I can borrow it. So I have got some notes for some of the patterns, so I will be looking down at various points. But I will try, if I haven't got the line drawings to hold up to show you, I will make sure that I put in images of what the line drawings look like, because I know it's also really beneficial for you to be able to see what the line drawings look like. So I'm going to start with one of the patterns that I don't actually have it printed to show you, but I'm just going to grab it. So the first thing I'd like to show you is something really cute and fun, and I really enjoyed making it. And I made it using this lemon jersey fabric. Now, when I shared this fabric in my fruity fabric haul, I was really unsure about whether I wanted to turn this into something that I would wear, because it's got the black background. I love the lemon print, but the black background was really just not putting me off, but just holding me back from using it to make something for me. And in the end, I decided that if I did make something for myself, I probably wouldn't reach for it time and time again, which is a shame really, because it's such fun fabric. So we've got a friend who's just had a baby. Her little one is, I think it's about 2 months old now. So it's always an opportunity for me to be able to make some cute baby clothes. So that's what I decided to do with this fabric. And I've made a little matching set. So these trousers, just to let you know, I still need to hem them, but everything else is completely finished. That's the last job. I don't know about you, but sometimes I put off the easiest of jobs for ages. Like these have been finished for about 3 weeks now, but I say they're finished, I haven't hemmed them. I still need to hem them. So I ended up making a matching set. I made a cute little jumper, some trousers, and then a hat. And the patterns that I used for the jumper and the trousers are from the Poppy and Jazz range. And this is the little jumper, and then these are the little trousers. And then I also made a cute little hat, a little tie knot detail hat, and I'll link all of the companies that I talk about down in the description. So let me hold up the sweatshirt first. This comes in a size range. It's called the Strawberry Sweatshirt by Poppy and Jazz, and it comes in a size range newborn to 6 years, which I really like because it means that I can make lots of these for either my nieces and nephews or friends that have got children. It's great that, you know, you can start off with a newborn size and then go all the way up to age 6. So this is what the jumper looks like. It's got a cute little neckband, quite straightforward. It's got a hem on the bottom, and then the sleeves have got these cute little cuffs. They're just adorable to sew with, and everything is just so tiny when you're making baby clothes. So that is the jumper. And then I also made the tangerine trousers, which come in a smaller size range. So they start at newborn and they go up to 24 months. And I think that's just because of the style of the trousers. I think that's the wrong way around. It's got a really chunky waistband, and then there's plenty of room for a nappy bottom. And then you just turn the trouser detail up at the bottom for a little hem, which is what I need to do. And I think they go really nicely. They look really cute. And it's quite nice that they've got a matching set. And then to finish it off, I had a tiny bit more of this fabric left, and I just thought, I love baby clothes. I love making baby clothes. I think they're just super cute, and I thought that they needed a cute little hat, so that's what I've made. Simple hat. It's just got a hemband along the bottom, and then the pattern piece, if I undo it for you so you can see, that's what it looks like before you tie it, and then you just tie it into a knot. And this is a pattern by Pirates pattern. It's a free pattern, and it's called the Teeny Beanie. And then with the hat, you can either do the tie knot detail. There's one that's got cute little baby ears, and then there's one that's just a traditional hat, so it doesn't have the knot, it's just finished like that. And they're all really lovely. I've made loads of the Teeny Beanies for friends that have had babies. Really cute pattern, quite straightforward to sew up as well. And this fabric's a cotton jersey, which I think will be really lovely and soft against my friend's baby's skin. So that's what I made using this fabric, and I'm really pleased actually. I've had this fabric in my stash for years. I've always gone to get it out and thought, I don't know the right pattern. So I'm really pleased actually that I've managed to turn it into something, and I cannot wait to give it to our friend and see her little one dressed up in these cute clothes. So that's one set that I got sewn up in April, which is very lovely, and I can't wait to gift them. So before I go on to the next thing, I meant to say in my introduction-y bit that in April I did have 2 weeks, well 2.5 weeks actually, of the Easter holidays. So I got an awful lot of time to sew things up, especially because over Easter we still weren't really able to go out and about a huge amount, and we still weren't really able to go and meet up with people. So I had a lot of time in the evenings to do lots of sewing, which is why I've managed to sew quite a few things. So the next thing I'm going to pop on, I don't have the pattern and the line drawings to show you, so I've got it all written down in my notebook, but it's a pattern by Sew Over It, and it's the Nasima jumpsuit. So I'm going to pause the video and I'll pop it on so you can see what it looks like. Okay, on to the next thing that I wanted to share that I got sewn up in April, and this is a fairly new pattern from Sew Over It, and it's called the Nasima jumpsuit. So it's quite a relaxed fit on the top. You can see that there's quite a bit of room in there. It's got grown on sleeves. It's got buttons down the front, and then when I stand up you'll be able to see there's an elasticated waist. It's not a channel, you sew the elastic on the inside, so you don't create a channel but you just stitch it on the inside to seam where the top and the trousers meet. It doesn't have pockets. Like I said, it's got the grown on sleeve. I'll stand up so you can see what it looks like. I don't have the line drawings, but I will pop line drawings in when I start talking a bit more about the pattern. It's sort of got this almost like a V-neck detail here, and then you've got the buttons that go all the way down, and then you've got this channel here where you sew elastic in, and then not massively loose trousers, not fitted but not really loose. There's not a huge amount of room for the trousers, and it goes all the way down to your ankle too. This fabric is a fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics, which is a cotton jersey. So you have got a bit of room around here. If I turn around, you can see what it looks like on the back. And then, you've got this channel here. So the channel, this is my natural waist. And that is where the elastic is sewn into. So it's where the trouser and the top meet. I'll be perfectly honest, I haven't worn this out the house yet. It feels very much like I'm wearing pyjamas. I don't know whether that's the fabric that I've used or whether it's just the way that the jumpsuit fits me. I think maybe when the weather gets a bit warmer, I might decide to wear it out of the house. When I was sewing on the neckline, I feel like it's stretched a little bit, and you'll be able to see if I come a bit, you can see here that it's a little bit sort of baggy. I'm going to try and press that with lots of steam to see if I can get that to sit flatter. I'm also going to chuck it in the wash to see if that helps as well. I did pre-wash my fabric, but I think as I've stitched the neckline, I've stretched it out ever so slightly. It does feel like it's quite low as well, which I think is probably it's not even that low, you know, I'm not flashing myself or anything, but I think normally I'm quite used to a neckline that's about here, and I think that's another reason why it just feels a bit, it's comfortable, really comfortable, but I don't know, there's something about this jumpsuit that I'm not feeling 100% sure about, and I don't know whether it is just a combination of that neckline I know is not absolutely perfect, because I think I have stretched it out here, and that's a little bit annoying. I feel like I probably, if I make it again, will add a bit to the bodice. I feel like that waist channel is a little bit too high on me. I would like it to be, currently it sits here, and I think I'd like it to be about here so that I get a bit more of a blousey effect on the top. I think that's just me and my personal preference. I feel like it would feel a bit more comfortable. I'll insert images of me wearing it so you can see what it looks like. I absolutely love this fabric, so I think I will probably end up wearing it. It's just not my favourite thing that I've made this month, and I think it is my fault. I think where I've stretched this neckline out, it just doesn't sit comfortably. And yeah, I feel like I just want to add a little bit extra to the length of the bodice, because currently as I'm sat, the channel is here and it just doesn't feel comfortable. I feel like it needs to be down a little bit more. So I think I might make another one, but I'll use just some toile fabric. I'll just get some cheap jersey fabric and give it a try and see if it feels more comfortable adding a bit more to the bodice. I feel like that might be what's causing it to not feel quite so comfortable on me. On to some of the details of the pattern. So you have this button down detail, and you can either choose to include 5 8mm buttons or 4 12 to 15mm buttons, and I've just gone for 4 buttons down the front, and they're these really cute flowered buttons that I got from a Sew Hayley Jane box. They're really beautiful. They recommend light to medium weight knit fabrics like a cotton, bamboo and viscose jersey. Now when I first made this and tried it on, and I saw that the neckline had stretched out a little bit, it was a bit wibbly wobbly, I thought maybe I'd used a fabric that was a little bit too heavy, but this is a cotton jersey, so I don't think I have used a fabric that's too heavy. I think probably what it is, it's the neckline. I don't feel comfortable with that neckline. Just wearing it now, it just, I don't know, it's not a neckline that I'm normally particularly comfortable with. I don't wear a lot of V necklines, so I think I just need to get used to how that feels on me. So in terms of sizes, it comes in sizes UK 6 to 30, and there are 2 blocks. So there is, the first block is for a B cup, which is sizes UK 6 to 20, and then the second block is for a D cup, which is sizes 18 to 30. A UK size 6 is a 31-inch bust, 24-inch waist and a 34-inch hip measurement. And then for a UK 30, it's a 57-inch bust, 50-inch waist and a 60-inch hip. And they are starting to include a lot more of their patterns in the extended size range, which is great. When I saw the line drawings and the models wearing the Nasima jumpsuit from Sew Over It, I absolutely loved it, fell in love with the pattern. So I do think I need to just play around with the fabric, maybe play around with the length of the bodice and the trousers, and hopefully I can perfect that fit so that it feels really comfortable on me. But that is the next thing that I got sewn up in April. I'm just going to come a bit closer so you can see that beautiful fabric. The fabric's a cotton jersey from Felicity Fabrics, and it's got a navy background, and I just love all of these colours. It's absolutely beautiful. If anyone's got any suggestions on how to help me with that neckline, I'd be really grateful, because I think that is the main reason why I'm not 100% happy with this make. So pop your top tips in the comments below, please, to help me rescue this Nasima jumpsuit. I'm going to get changed into the next make, so I'll be back in a second wearing something different. Okay, I am wearing my next make and I absolutely love this. This really makes me smile. I think it's a combination of the fabric and the pattern, and just having an idea in your head and then being able to turn it into a garment that you know that you're going to absolutely love. So this is an amazing wool fabric that I got from Sew Sunshine. Now when Harriet first shared this fabric, I absolutely loved it, but it all sold out really quickly. And then she got some more, and as soon as she got some more, I snapped up. I think I got 1.5 meters, and I knew that I wanted to turn it into some kind of jacket. And then with my experience of sewing up the Coco jacket by Sew Over It, I absolutely love that jacket. I thought this would be absolutely perfect. I think it's a really cute jacket that's going to get lots and lots of wear, hopefully, when it stops raining so much. Today I've just got it on with a ready to wear black top, and then just some jeans, some black jeans. I'll put in pictures of me wearing this so you can see what it looks like, but it just makes me smile. I think it's the fabric. The fabric is just so beautiful and bold and bright and fun, that, you know, wearing just a black top and black jeans with this really fun jacket just creates just a really happy outfit. And this was just so much fun to wear and so much fun to make too. So if I come forward so you can see what it looks like, this is the Coco jacket by Sew Over It. It's fully lined, it's just got some black coupe pro fabric on the inside. It's got long sleeves. It's a fairly cropped jacket, so if I stand up you can see, here is my waist, and this is where it sort of sits. So that's where the top of my jeans are. It sits, sort of meets the top of my jeans. It doesn't have any fastenings at the front. It's meant to be worn quite open. But yeah, it's a fairly cropped jacket, and that's what it looks like at the back too. This fabric is just so fun. I absolutely love it. So I used the Sew Over It Coco jacket pattern, and this comes in sizes UK 8 to UK 20. So for a UK 8, it's a bust measurement 33 inches, waist measurement 26 inches, and hip measurement 36 inches. A UK 20 is a bust 45 inches, waist 38 inches, and hip 48 inches. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend medium to heavyweight fabrics like a tweed, a boucle, viscose linen, Melton, jacquard, and boiled wool. And this is a wool fabric. I think it's described as a wool coating, and this has been absolutely perfect. It's really lovely and warm, but it's also just a really nice, smart jacket too. In terms of fabric requirements, in terms of how much fabric you need, I had 1.5 meters of this fabric, and that was more than enough to make the jacket. And I made a 10 because I went off my bust and waist measurements. If you have got fabric that is narrow, you need 1.9 meters. If you've got fabric that's wide, like 1.4 meters wide, you need 1.6 meters. And I would say that's quite accurate. I didn't really have much left over from this fabric. I must have had like probably about 25 centimetre equivalent once you gathered all the bits and pieces together. So 1.5 meters would be enough to sew this up. And then in terms of the lining, they recommend an acetate, polyester or viscose, and then you also need some lightweight interfacing. So I've used a coupe pro, and actually the coupe pro works perfectly because it's just slippery enough to get the jacket on and off quite easily, but it's also really comfortable and it's not too stiff either. I'm going to take the jacket off so I can hold up the fabric so you can see it a little closer. The jacket detail has got some really interesting features. So there's lots of panels. You've got quite narrow panels. So you've got a panel here, and then you've got the side panel, and then the back piece is cut as 2 pieces. So you can see that line down the back. And then you've got a 2-piece sleeve, which was quite fun to insert actually. This fabric is just absolutely beautiful. I love all the pinks and the whites. It's very abstract with those pops of blue and then the greys and the black. It's really fun. The fabric is quite weighty, so it feels like quite a heavy jacket, but I think it'll be really nice when the evenings are just slightly cool, and I'm going out and I want just a jacket to pop on with an outfit, just to jazz my outfit up too. I'll show you the line drawings of the Coco jacket. So that's what the front of the pattern looks like. And then these are the line drawings. So you've got version 1 and version 2. And the only difference between version 1 and version 2 is that this one has got fringing down the front. I didn't want to add fringing down the front because I think the fabric just speaks for itself. It's absolutely gorgeous. I'm really pleased with this. The jacket was really easy to construct. In terms of difficulty, it was quite a straightforward pattern to put together. The instruction booklet, there's lots and lots of details in there for you, and lots of clear images. I have done a sew along for the Coco jacket, so if you are planning to make it, I've got a sew along if you're looking for any extra tips and things. I do show a few of the fiddlier details in a bit more detail. I love this pattern. It's fast becoming one of my go-to jacket patterns, so much so that my next make was also another Coco, but I also made matching trousers to go with that, so I'm going to get changed into the next garment so that you can see what they look like, and I'll be back in a second. So here is my next outfit, and I've got matching top and trousers, and I'll stand up and show them both in a second. I just wanted to go through my sort of thought process with why I made this outfit. I absolutely love what I've made, and I've wanted to make this for absolutely ages. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen me talk about this outfit for ages, and also wanting to make something like this. I'm a twin, and my mum used to love dressing me and my sister in matching outfits, and I've got a photo which I'll put in so you can see of my sister and I wearing a houndstooth sort of matching outfit. And I've always wanted to recreate that outfit that I was wearing. So I had a little look and found this houndstooth fabric on Minerva. And I think I got like 4.5 meters of it, because I knew that I wanted to make a jacket, trousers and a blouse. And then I've also got plans to make a pinafore so that I can wear the jacket with the pinafore, or I can wear the Bakeloo blouse which I made with the pinafore to really recreate the look. So when the fabric arrived, I got thinking about what patterns I could use, and I ended up using the Sew Over It Coco jacket, which I've already shared when I talked about my pink and blue wool jacket, and then I also used the Nina Lee Portobello trousers for the trousers, and I've accidentally made a suit. It wasn't really my intention, you know, being an early years teacher, I don't have a huge amount of opportunity to wear a suit to work. But I do have one day out of class a week as part of my leadership role at school. So I could wear it for that. I do feel a little bit silly wearing the suit, but wearing them as separate pieces. So this jacket again will go with some dark jeans. The trousers will just go with a dark top. I can mix and match. And if I ever feel up to wearing the suit to work, then I will. I think I feel a bit silly because even on my day out of class, I end up being in class quite a lot, supporting and helping and you know, that sort of thing. It's never a day completely away from the classroom. And I think I could just imagine this getting covered in paint and glue and felt tip pen and all sorts. But I am really pleased with what I've ended up with. The end result is exactly what I was hoping for. So I've made a cropped jacket, and it's just lined with some black fabric that I had in my stash. You can see the lines really nicely with this jacket. It's got the 2-piece sleeve. Again, it's quite cropped. So here's my waist, and this is where it lands. And then these are the Portobello trousers, which I absolutely love. They're roomy, which is exactly what I need, especially around this area. But they've got some really nice details, like these pleats at the front. And then they've got darts in the back. And they've got an invisible zip, and then it's finished with a button on the waistband. I love the Portobello trousers because they're high-waisted, which makes them really comfortable. And they're quite wide-legged too. So you can see they are quite wide-legged, and they just go down to my ankle. I absolutely love this outfit together. I think it's really cute. So I've just got a black top on underneath, and I think the jacket and the trousers work really nicely together. I will pop photos in of me wearing this so you can see what the full-on outfit looks like. But it's really comfortable. The nice thing about this jacket is it's quite lightweight because of the type of fabric that I use. So it's just a suiting fabric, which means it is quite lightweight in comparison to the woolen Coco jacket that I made. This is a really lovely, I guess, summer jacket. I stuck in Rosy Cheeks Love Yourself Revolution what's it called, label into the back of it too. But yeah, it's really comfortable to wear and actually really lightweight. And then the trousers are just really comfortable to wear too. So if I take the jacket off, sorry, I keep putting it on, taking it off, putting it on, taking it off. These are the trousers. So they've got the narrow waistband, and then you've got an invisible zip at the back, and then they just fasten with a button. And then they've got lovely deep pockets too. And I just love the style of these trousers. I really like a high-waisted trouser. They're just a lot more comfortable on me. And these are really comfortable to wear, so I can see myself getting a lot of wear out of these at work, just with a black top on, or even a top that's not black, but maybe a pink top or a green top. But yeah, I'm really pleased with the way that these have turned out too. So I've already talked about the Coco pattern loads, so I won't go into any more detail about that one, apart from to say that I absolutely love that jacket. And then the trouser pattern that I went for was the Nina Lee Portobello trousers, which is a high-waisted, wide-legged, sort of palazzo style trouser. They've got some really cute features like the pleats at the front, and then you've got the darts in the back, just to provide a bit of shaping. This currently comes in sizes UK 6 to 20, but I know that Nina Lee is expanding all of her patterns, so I think there will be an extended size range for the Portobello trousers soon, hopefully. In terms of suitable fabrics, I recommend light to medium weight wovens, ideally with some drape, like a crepe, a linen, a chambray, a rayon, lightweight wool, cotton lawn and velvet. So I would say this is quite lightweight, it's suiting fabric, and there is drape to the fabric too. You also need a concealed zip, a 9-inch concealed zip, and then a 1/2-inch button, and then some fusible interfacing for the waistband. It's simple, elegant and flattering high-waisted trouser, and they are really easy to make. I would say they're so simple. There's not very many pattern pieces. The waistband was really straightforward to put on, and the invisible zip, I think as long as you've got an invisible zip foot, it's actually quite straightforward to put in. Pockets, really easy to insert as well. I absolutely love this pattern, and the instructions are full of details. They really hold your hand all the way through. In terms of sizes, it starts at a UK 6, which is a bust measurement 32 inches, waist measurement 24 inches and a hip measurement 33.5 inches. And then a UK 20 is a 46-inch bust, 38-inch waist and a 47.5-inch hip. I've shown you the line drawings, but I'll show you them again. So you've got this narrow waistband, and then you've got the pleats at the front, wide-legged with the pockets, and then you've got the darts in the back, and again just a wide leg. Really comfortable. I love the Portobello trousers. I've made them loads of times before. What I really love is you get really clear instructions for every step of the pattern. They don't take a huge amount of time to sew up. Like, I've definitely sewn these up in an evening, so they're quite straightforward to construct really. And again, you just get lots and lots of detailed images and lots of information along the way. I am planning to make some more Portobello trousers, but what I'd like to do is hack them so that they've got a side zip instead of a zip at the back, because I do find fastening that quite fiddly. I'd rather have a concealed zip at the side and then just have the button here. Now I haven't done that before without following instructions of other patterns, but I'm sure there's a blog somewhere that will give me some top tips about how to do that, because I don't want to lose the pocket detail. So if anyone's got any tips or suggestions of where I can look for a tutorial for how to go from having the invisible zip at the back to having an invisible zip down the side but still keeping the pockets, I'd really love to know, so please let me know in the comments below. But that is my matching jacket and trouser suit. I'm going to pause and pop on the next thing that I made with this Houndstooth fabric. Like I said, I ordered 4.5 meters, so I did have enough to make a Bakeloo blouse. I'm just going to pop that on, and I'm going to keep it on with these trousers so you can see what that looks like as well, because I've sort of tried to make like a faux jumpsuit look. So I'll pop it on so you can see what it looks like. I'll be back in a second. So here is my final garment that I made using the Houndstooth fabric that I got from Minerva. So when I was looking at the photo of me as a child and I was thinking about what patterns I wanted to make, I always wanted to make a Bakeloo blouse, because it's quite similar to what I'm wearing in the photo. I just need to now make a black pinafore to go with this. And I think I'm probably going to do, I've got the book here, I think I'm going to make, somebody suggested on Instagram, I can't remember who it was, so I'm really sorry that I can't remember who it was, but somebody suggested that I needed to make, I'm just going to find it, the olive pinafore, because it's very similar to what I'm wearing in the picture. And I'll put pictures in again so you can see what I'm referencing back to, but I think I'm going to make a black olive pinafore, and I've got some black corduroy fabric in my stash. I just need to carve out the time. That might be a half-term sewing project. So anyway, I wanted to make a Bakeloo. I've made quite a few versions of the Bakeloo pattern. It's by Nina Lee and it comes in 2 size bandings. So there's sizes, the first size band is UK 6 to 20 and then there's a UK 16 to 28. You can either make a dress or you can make a blouse, and I went for the blouse, and then I've tucked it into the portobello trousers. So you get almost like a faux jumpsuit look. I love the sleeves on this blouse. I went for a contrast facing on the ruffle for the sleeves with the black fabric, with the contrast also on the collar. I absolutely love this. You've got the collar that goes all the way around and then it fastens with a button at the top. It's such a fun pattern. I just love it. And at first I was a bit on the fence with the collar, but I think the collar is such a pretty feature, as well as the facing detail, and that ruffle on the sleeve is just beautiful. So I can see this blouse being worn with just some black trousers. I think it looked really cute, but I was a little bit worried about the faux jumpsuit being a bit too much, but actually I quite like it. So yeah, I just need to think about where I'm going to wear it to. I could wear this to work actually. I haven't yet because it is quite warm. Although it's been really, really cold, the weather, this fabric is quite warm to wear with the long sleeves. So I haven't, maybe a skirt actually. I'm just talking out loud. I've got some culottes that I could match it with. But yeah, I can see the trousers, the jacket and the blouse being quite versatile pieces in my wardrobe that I can mix and match with different things that I've already got. And then I've got plans to make the pinafore. So let's go back to the pattern and I'll carry on telling you some of the details. So in terms of sizes, for a UK 6, it's a bust measurement 32 inches, waist measurement 24 inches and hip measurement 33.5 inches. And then for a UK 28, it's a bust measurement 52 inches, a waist measurement 45 inches and then a hip measurement 55 inches. It's got this lovely statement collar and then the ruffle detail on the sleeves, and the sleeves got a lot of volume in too, which I absolutely love, and it makes it really comfortable. You've got bust darts, so if I show you the drawings here, you've got bust darts. The blouse is longer. If you make the dress, you make a shorter top half and then you add on the skirt, and then it's got these lovely long sleeves. You can also make a shorter sleeve too. Let me just get the booklet so you can see. You can make a shorter sleeve too. And then the back is cut on as 2 pieces because you've got that rouleau loop at the top and it's closed with a button. And then it just gives this lovely little detail on the back. You get this little opening, keyhole opening, which is a really cute feature. In terms of fabric, they recommend light to medium weight cottons like a lawn, a poplin, a chambray, a soft needle cord. Basically any fabric that's got enough body to sort of create the collar but not too much bulk to gather the frill. So for my collar I opted for a contrast black cotton fabric, and which is fairly lightweight, and I really like that pop of the black, which also matches the ruffle detail on the sleeve. I'd really like to make one of these blouses for the summer, so using the shorter length sleeve. So there are 2 sleeve options, so I'd really like to make a summer version with a shorter sleeve, which is what you get on this dress here. And I'd also really like to make, well, I've got plans to make lots more of this pattern because I absolutely love it. I've made a couple of dresses and a couple of blouses too. This one is just really fun because it matches something that I was dressed up in as a child, which is something that I wanted to do for ages. So I did have lots and lots of fun sewing this up. One thing I did find actually sewing up this fabric, I think because of the houndstooth detail, when it was going through the sewing machine, I was finding that I was feeling a bit motion sick from some of the fabric as it was whizzing through the sewing machine. So I did have to sew this up over a couple of days in batches because I ended up feeling a little bit sick when I was using all of that fabric. But yeah, as you can tell from the big smile on my face, I absolutely love the 3 garments that I've managed to make using that houndstooth fabric. So let's get changed into the next garment. So I've got 2 blouses that I'm going to pop on, and I think I'll just pop them on with the black jeans that I had on earlier. So I'll get changed into the first one. Okay, on to the next garment I wanted to share with you. And this garment was inspired by the fruit salad sewing challenge that was over on Instagram. It's now finished. I'll link a vlog that I filmed down below in the descriptions if you're interested in learning a little bit more about it, because the hashtag will still be going on. It was basically an opportunity to dig out all your fruity themed fabrics and sew something up that had fruit on it. And then use the hashtag fruit salad sewing, and I'm going to continue using that because I still have quite a lot of fruity fabrics in my stash. So this was a cotton poplin that I got from Fabric Godmother last year. I did originally want to get a couple of meters to make a dress, but they only had a meter left, so I ended up with 1 meter, and I ummed and ahed for ages about what to turn it into. And then the fruit salad sewing challenge came along, and I decided to turn it into a top that I'd forgotten about. But when I had a sort out of all my patterns and things, I was reminded of the I Am Joy blouse, which is by I Am Patterns. Now, I was first made aware of this when I went to the sewing weekend a few years ago, and I met the lovely Holly, who's Hol Stevens, and she was sewing up one of these blouses. And when I got home from the sewing weekend, I ordered one of these, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's got so many beautiful features, but it's just a really nice loose blouse. So it gathers into elastic at the cuff. It's got this lovely sort of boat neckline, and you've got it's finished with a facing, and then it's got quite a deep hem. So if I stand up, I've just got it on with black jeans, but it's got quite a deep hem. Here's my waist, and it sort of finishes about here. It's a really pretty top. I absolutely love it. It's really comfortable, and made in this poplin, I think it's going to be perfect for the summer because it's nice and lightweight, and there's lots of room to it, so it feels quite comfortable. And for fabrics like this that have got lots and lots of detail, it really showcases that beautiful pattern. So I'm really pleased with the finished garment. So here are the line drawings of the I Am Joy. As you can see, it's got this boat neckline, it's quite straight. And then the sleeves sort of finish just at your elbow. So there's my elbow, finishes just at the elbow. And then it's gathered into that elastic, but the elastic can be as loose or as tight as you want it to be. I don't really like tops being really tight around there, so I've got it quite loose, and that's just quite comfortable for me. In terms of sizes, it comes in a size 36, which is a 32¼ inch bust, 24½ inch waist, and then a 34 5/8 of an inch hip, and then it goes up to a 46, which is a 40 and, sorry, the writing's tiny, and an 8 bust, 32¼ waist, 32¼ inch waist, sorry, and then 42½ inch hip. So it is quite narrow size range. I'm not sure if they've expanded their size range, I Am Patterns. If they have, I'll pop a little card in that says that they've expanded their size range. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend cotton, viscose crepe, thin denim, cotton poplin, and double gauze. Double gauze would be really comfortable for this top actually. And then you also need 1 inch wide elastic. I'll show you the instructions. I would say one thing about this pattern is there's not very many instructions. So you've got those steps on that page 1 to 4, and step 1 includes cutting out the fabric. And then it goes on to the next page. You've got assembling front and back, and then finishing. So I'd say there's not a huge amount of information included for the instructions. They do include images to help you along the way too. It is a really straightforward top to sew up. In terms of construction, you've got the sleeves, the front and the back, and then you've got the facing for the neck detail, and that goes in fairly straightforward too. I'm really pleased that I've sewn this fabric up because I've had it in my stash for a while and I've not really known what to turn it into, but I think this is going to get a lot of wear in the summertime. And I think it'll go really nicely with some of my culottes, but also some of my pinafore dresses that I've got too. I'm going to get changed into the next blouse that I got sewn up in the month of April. Okay, this is the next blouse that I got sewn up in the month of April. This is a beautiful viscose jacquard fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine, which I was originally going to turn it into a sagebrush top, Friday Pattern Company sagebrush. But then this pattern came through in my emails because I subscribed to In a Haystack Pack, and it was one of their patterns. Was it last month or it might have been the month before? And it is a pattern by Straight Stitch Designs, which I hadn't heard of before, and that's one of the really lovely things I love about In a Haystack Pack. And it's the Meadow Wood blouse. So that's what it looks like on the model. I subscribe to In a Haystack Pack, which is a sewing subscription sort of, it's an email that you get, but you get a PDF pattern included. You always get interviews with people. It's almost like an e-magazine that you get emailed once a month. It's £10 to subscribe, which I think is a bargain because you always get a pattern included. And then you also get some discount codes for like fabric shop and independent businesses. And the articles are always really interesting that are included in there. There's always interviews too, which I love reading. And then there's always a gallery of things that people have made. So again, it's an opportunity to get some inspiration and learn about new pattern companies. It's just a really good chance to discover some new pattern companies. And they've got lots of lovely patterns on their website. So do go and check out Straight Stitch Designs. The Meadow Wood is a blouse that I wouldn't necessarily have made up before had it not been included in the Haystack pack. And again, it comes down to this V neckline. That's not a neckline that I'm really comfortable with wearing. I just think it's not a neckline that I normally choose to wear. I prefer something that is slightly more covered. The blouse itself has got some really beautiful features. I love this sleeve detail. So it's like a grown-on sleeve, but you've got this sort of yoke detail, and then this pattern piece is gathered into that. So you get all of these beautiful gathers. It's got buttons all the way down, and then on the back you've got a yoke detail, and again it's gathered into that. It's just a really beautiful floaty blouse. If I stand up you can see the length. I just love how it drapes and moves. This pattern definitely works for a drapey fabric. And I think this, again, is going to be an absolutely beautiful blouse to throw on in the summer when it's quite warm, because it just feels really lovely and light and airy, and like it's not going to stick to me in the summer. It's got all of these lovely buttons that go from the V detail all the way down, and these gold buttons I got from Felicity Fabrics. And I just love this fabric. Isn't it beautiful? It's got this sort of pattern texture to it from the jacquard, and then it's a viscose, so it means it's really, really drapey. So let me show you some of the line drawings for this pattern, and then I'll also talk about this. Well, let's talk about the sizes first, because I've come to that page. So it comes in sizes UK 0 to 34, so a lovely size range. So for a UK 0, an upper bust measurement of 30 inches. Oh, and there's also two cup sizes. There's a B cup size and a D cup size. So for a full bust B cup size, it's 32 inches. For a full bust D cup size, 34 inches. Waist measurement 24 inches, and then a hip measurement 34.5 inches. And then for a UK 34, it's a upper bust 55.5 inch measurement. For a full bust B cup size, 57.5 inches. Full bust D cup size, 59.5 inches. Waist measurement 49.5 inches, and then a hip measurement 60 inches. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend chambray, cotton lawn, voile, tencel twill, flannel and linen. And this is a viscose jacquard. I would say anything that's lovely and light and floaty would be perfect for this blouse. The instructions were lovely. Takes you through it step by step. I like that there's lots and lots of detail, but there's also lots of images too. Sort of adding your bias binding for the centre back neckline, and then you're binding all the way down the front too. So although it says to insert buttonholes, I did cheat and I didn't insert buttonholes because I knew that I could get this on and off my head. So I just added buttons down the front and I didn't bother with buttonholes. But that's quite a nice step if you enjoy doing that sort of thing. There aren't any line drawings, so if I just show you the blouse so you can see. It's a really interesting construction, and I'm going to have to see if I can find some lines. Oh, there we go. So you can see here what the sleeve is constructed. So you've got this panel on the front, and then you attach that to the sleeve piece for both sides, and then you've got these gorgeous gathers which add this drapiness, which I absolutely love. On the back you have got the yoke, the back yoke, and then you've got some gathers too, and that just creates a bit of sort of shaping on the back, and you get that drapiness again on the back. And then this is what the sleeve looks like, gives you a bit more information. You've got some gathers on the sleeve detail. There are just some really lovely features to this blouse, which makes it a really lovely floaty summery pattern, and I can see myself making a few more of these. I'd really like to make a white version because I think that would go with quite a lot of things that I've got in my wardrobe. So I'm on the lookout at the moment for some white fabric. I think I want some fabric that's got a bit of detail to it, so although it'll be white, some maybe some embroidery, or it's got some, I don't know, like a cotton dobby perhaps, where it's got the little dots on, or a broderie anglaise where it's got maybe some cutout detail to it or something. I haven't quite found the right fabric yet, but I am on my lookout to find some white fabric so I can make another Meadow Wood blouse. It's another pattern that I'm really delighted with, and I just love the way that this feels. I just need to get used to this neckline. So I'm going to get changed into a wrap dress, and I've made 3 of these wrap dresses this month. So I'll get changed into the first one for you. Okay, I have got changed into my next make. And like I said, I've made 3 versions of this dress, and it is the Friday Pattern Company Westcliff dress. This is one of my make 9, and I was inspired by the lovely Tamlin, who is sewn on the tie. She made an absolutely beautiful one last year. And that's what inspired me to put this on my make 9 list. It is a faux wrap dress, so you actually stitch this wrap in place, so you don't actually wrap it over and tie it, and then it's got this belt detail, which I actually decided to insert waist ties, just because I thought the belt would fall off all the time, and I just prefer a waist tie, and then I've got the option to tie it in various different places. So the Westcliff is a stylish and comfortable knit dress. It features the faux wrap front, it's got an A-line skirt, and then you've got an option for this extra tier. So the fabric that I used for this version, this was actually my toile, because I just wanted to check the fit and things. I got as a D-stash, and I'm not quite sure what the composition of this fabric is. It is a knit fabric, but it's not got a huge amount of stretch. So I was a little bit worried about using it for this dress, but it's absolutely fine. There's enough room for me still to get it on over my head. I went for the long version with the short sleeves. I don't think there's an option to do long sleeves actually, and I absolutely love this version. Now, since I've made these dresses and then the other dress pattern that I'm going to talk about at the end, the weather has got really cold and I haven't been able to wear them, but I'm hoping I'll get lots of wear out of these in the summer, and I definitely had summer in my mind when I was sewing up these dresses. So this one is a white background. I'm really not sure. I feel like it's quite a lightweight jersey. I feel like it might be like it's not massively drapey. I mean, it could be a viscose, but it just doesn't have a massive amount of stretch. So I don't know what this fabric is. It's really lightweight, whatever it is, but I got it in a D-stash. So what I really like about this pattern is it's gathered here. You get this lovely detail. You've got the faux wrap, and then I just included ties at the side, and then I just like to wrap them around the back and bring them around the front and then tie them. I really like that faux wrap detail. I think that's a really lovely feature, and then the sleeve length is really nice for a summer dress. And then I've gone for the long version, so I added that extra tier on the bottom, and I just really love it. The fabric is absolutely beautiful. It's got flowers and birds all over it. I don't know if you can see the birds. So I'm really pleased that I've been able to use this, and actually this is a wearable toile. I'll definitely get lots of wear out of this because the fit is really nice on me. In terms of sizes, it comes in an extra small to a 4X. So for an extra small, the bust measurements are 32 to 33 inches, waist measurement 24 to 25 inches, and then a hip measurement 34 to 35 inches. This is a really straightforward pattern to sew up. It's not complicated at all. I sewed it using my overlocker, but also my regular machine, because I wanted to do the hem and the sleeve detail using my regular machine. The other thing that I really like about this pattern is when you are tracing off your pattern, there are 2 front bodice and yoke options, one drafted for a B cup and one drafted for a D cup, which is great. I think that's really brilliant that they've got that option. In terms of construction, like I said, it's really straightforward. You've got lots of pictures to help you along the way, which I really like. You've got this lovely sort of yoke detail, which you can see here, and then it's gathered into the yoke, and you get this lovely sort of gather here, which is another pretty feature. And then you've also got this sort of neckline binding, which you can't really tell is there, but it goes all the way down, and you attach that for your bodice pieces, your front and your back, all the way around. Quite straightforward to insert. You just need lots and lots of clips or lots and lots of pins, whichever your preference is. And then you've got the 2 different skirt lengths. So you can just have the skirt that finishes at the knee, or you can have the skirt that's got the extra tier, which I absolutely love. I just love this version, and that's the version that Tamlin made, which really inspired me to make this version. And then I've also made two more, one which is a shorter length just because I didn't have enough of the fabric to make the longer version, and then one that is a longer version. So I'll get changed into the next one. So this was my next version of the Friday Pattern Company Westcliff dress, and this is a viscose jersey that came in a Sew Hayley Jane box. It's so drapey. If I stand up, you'll be able to see. It's so bouncy and drapey. It's absolutely beautiful. It's got all of these flowers all over it, and then these like stripes, but they're not evenly distributed, the stripes. Like you've got two together there, and then you've got these ones that are slightly apart. Because I got 2.5 meters of this fabric, I did add on the extra tier, and it's so swishy and drapey and just bouncy. It's absolutely beautiful. It feels so comfortable to wear. So that's what the front looks like, and that is what the back looks like. Again, it's got that faux wrap detail with the neck binding, and then I've just put the ties in as sort of waist ties and not a belt, and then you can just wrap that around. It's really comfortable. I was a little bit worried about the stripes because you've got the stripes here, and where it goes across my bust it does make them go a little bit diagonal, but I don't think that matters because they're not evenly spaced out anyway, and that's just the design of the fabric. But again, I just can't wait for the summer and warm weather so I can wear this version out. Okay, so this is my next version, and you might have noticed that the wrap is a different way. I don't know how I did that, but I've managed to sew them with the wrap going different ways, but it doesn't matter, it's just your personal preference. This was a make that I made as part of the fruit salad sewing, and this fabric I did buy new for the challenge because I just fell in love with it. It's a cotton jersey that I got from Hey Sew Sister, and they have the most beautiful fabrics, and their service is always absolutely brilliant too. Same features, so it's got that neckline binding, it's got the faux wrap. I did the ties. Let me undo it. I didn't do it as a belt, I inserted it as ties, so they're just sewn into the side seams, and then I can wrap that round. I can see myself getting loads of wear out of this in the summer because I absolutely love that detail, that hot pink background, and then the lemons all over it. And then this is the shorter version, so I didn't add the ruffle, so it just stops, there's my knees, it just stops at my knees. Really comfortable. Because of the fabric, it's a cotton jersey, it's not got as much drape as the other fabric, which I'm not quite sure what type of fabric it is. It's not quite as drapey, but it's still really comfortable, and I absolutely love it. So this is just the shorter version, like I said. I will put pictures in of what this looks like on me, so you can see a full length image too, because it's quite difficult to see it on camera. This is really comfortable. This fabric is so lovely and soft. And because it's a cotton jersey, it's going to feel really lovely in the summer too. And yeah, I really like that shorter length for the summer too. So I am on to my final 3 makes in April. Like I said, this is not in any particular order, but this is just how they were laid out on my bed next to me. So this is a new pattern by Tilly and the Buttons, and I love it. I've made so many versions, and I've actually hacked it into a play suit or jumpsuit, which I'll talk about in my May makes, and I might do a tutorial about how I did that. I don't know if that would be interesting to anybody. I'll pop an image of what that looks like as a sneaky peek, but I hacked the shirt dress with another of Tilly and the Buttons patterns to create a jumpsuit, which has got the shirt, button down shirt detail on the top, and then wide legged trousers. So I might film a vlog talking about how I hacked those 2 patterns together. But yes, this is the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra shirt dress, which I absolutely love. I've made these 3 versions, but I've since made 2 other versions, and then I've also made 2 hacks of the pattern too. It's a shirt dress. It comes in sizes, I should have had this in order of what detail I need to tell you. So the Tilly and the Buttons Lyra comes in the extended size range for Tilly and the Buttons, which starts at a UK 6 and goes up to a 34. So for the Lyra, for a UK 6, the bust measurement 30 inches, waist measurement 24 inches, and hip measurement 33 inches. And then for a UK 34, it's a high bust 56 inches, bust 60 inches, 53-inch waist and a 61-inch hip. In terms of fabric suggestions, they recommend light to medium weight woven fabrics like a cotton lawn, voile, seersucker, chambray, double gauze, viscose, rayon, tencel, lyocell and lightweight needle cord. I'd really like to make it in a needle cord, and I've got a needle cord that I think I'm going to turn it into. This is a cotton poplin. In fact, all of my versions that I'm going to share are made in a cotton poplin. I've made two versions that have got the extra tier on, and then one version which is slightly shorter that I've hacked ever so slightly because I wanted to eke out all of the fabric. If I show you the line drawings, you can do a mid-length dress with long sleeves, and the long sleeves gather into the elastic. All of my versions have done the same sleeve length because I didn't want a long sleeve because I imagine I'm going to wear this in the summer. And I was worried that I'd get a bit too hot with long sleeves if I'm wearing it in the summer. And you can also do the midi length dress with the short sleeves and the waist ties. And then you can also do the knee length dress with short sleeves, and then the knee length dress with the long sleeves. There is an option to put belt loops on, and then you, when you create this, the tie detail, you create it as a belt. I've gone for ties on all of my versions, and I've just sewn them into the side seams. That's just my personal preference. I much prefer to have ties, and then I know that I'm not going to end up losing my belt throughout the day. There are lots of lovely details on this pattern. They describe it as a ultra cool shirt dress, which is oversized and blousy. It's got bust darts, button front opening, two-piece collar and stand, and then side seam pockets. You can either hem just above the knee or add the midi panel for a tiered look, and then the skirt is gathered when you attach it to the bodice. So if I stand up so you can see what it looks like. I haven't fastened it all the way up, but maybe I should do so you can see what it looks like completely fastened. These buttons I got from Rainbow Fabrics. They gave me a massive bag and I absolutely love them. They're vintage buttons and I just love the colour of them against that fabric. So this is a strawberry cotton poplin fabric that I got from Fabric Godmother. So this is the collar detail. I love those buttons. I love that pop of green. And then I've just got the ties tied here. And then I did put pockets in this version. And then I've got the extra tier. So I'll stand up so you can see what that looks like. So there's my knees. So it's sort of midi length, sort of halfway down my calf. I absolutely love this and I cannot wait to wear it in the summer. This is what the back looks like. And then the front, it's beautiful. I absolutely love it. I haven't had the occasion to wear it yet because the weather's suddenly got really, really cold. And I just see this, I prefer it, sorry, I'm just unbuttoning it because I prefer it slightly open. But yeah, the weather's got really cold, so I haven't really been able to wear it, but I'm hoping after half term, the sun will start to come out and I can wear this to work. Although I'm not sure if I would wear this to work because it's got a white background and I worry that I'd get paint all over it. I just love those cute strawberries. It's such a lovely detail. So I'll get changed into the next one so you can see what that one looks like. So this is my next version, and this is a lovely floral cotton poplin that I got from Fabric Godmother. And again, I went for these buttons because I just adore them. So if I stand up, you can see, if I undo my ties, this is where the shirt stops. So my natural waist is here, and that's where the blouse, the top part of the dress stops. And that's where the first skirt panel is attached. And then I've just got the ties in the sides, and then I just bring it round and it just creates a little bit of shaping at the waist. So that's where your ties sit as well along that body, the bodice piece for the top half. And then those are the skirts. And again, I've just gone for that extra tier on this one, which I absolutely love. And again, it's just going to be a beautiful dress that I can wear in the summer. And that's what it looks like. Really comfortable. It was really quite straightforward to sew actually. With Tilly and the Buttons patterns, you always get lots of information. I'll show you. You always get lots and lots of information, lots of top tips, and they really hold your hand every step of the way. I'm just going to hold up some of the instructions so you can see, like with the collar, make sure I'm not holding it upside down. With the collar detail, you get lots and lots of steps. They've got lots of tutorials over on their blog, and they've got lots of little short videos to help you with different steps too. I really enjoyed sewing it. There's some more information. Loads and loads of steps to really hold your hand, which I think is fantastic. So in terms of skill level, they recommend that it's for improvers. So I think if you've sewn a couple of garments and you want to upskill yourself, because the instructions are so good for the collar and the collar stand, I would say go for this. I really enjoyed the process of making it. It's quite a bit more intensive than a more straightforward dress. So like their indigo dress, this is more, there's more steps involved. I really took my time, especially with the collar and the collar stand, and just making sure that everything was finished really beautifully, and that button stand as well. There's some top stitching involved too. But if you've sewn a couple of garments and you want to try some new skills, then I would definitely say give the Lyra a go. I really enjoyed sewing it. There's not anything particularly tricky, there's just a lot of accurate sewing and lots of pressing, particularly around the collar detail. So long as you take your time with that, and also the button stand, as long as you take your time, use lots of pins and clips to make sure that you're really accurate and press it lots, then you should be okay. I'm going to get changed into my final version of the Lyra, so I'll be back in a second. So this is my final version of the Lyra, and this is made in this gorgeous cotton fabric that I got from Studio Jepson, so Faye Studio Jepson. I didn't realise before I started sewing with her patterns, I didn't realise that Faye did fabrics, and this fabric she shared, I just had to have some. I think I got 2 meters, so I had to do the shorter version of the Lyra. But what I decided to do, because I wanted to use every last scrap of this fabric, was I added a little ruffle onto the skirt. So I've done the same as all the other versions. I've got the buttons down the front, and I've just used these pink buttons that I had in my stash. You've got the collar detail as usual, and then the shorter sleeves. I added waist ties, which I've just got tied there. And then if I stand up, you'll be able to see the change that I made. So I've done just one skirt panel, which is gathered, and then I just decided to add a little ruffle on the end, which I quite like. I think it's a cute little feature, and that goes all the way around. So yeah, I've just got that cute little ruffle on the bottom, which I think is a really nice feature. So that is a roundup of everything that I got sewn in the month of April. Like I said, I had 2.5 weeks of the Easter holidays with not a huge amount of plans because we still weren't really able to go anywhere. So I did do lots of sewing in the evenings. Since then, I haven't had a huge amount of time to sew. I've just been sewing a couple of bits here and there. So I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I got sewn up. Some really fun things that I made just because I had an idea and I thought it would be really fun. But then some other things like my summer dresses that are going to be really practical when the weather eventually cheers up. I am behind in replying to all of the comments on my videos, so I'm really sorry about that, but I will make sure over the next week or so I give myself enough time so that I can reply to all of your comments, because I do love hearing from you. So thank you to everybody that takes the time not only to watch my videos but leave me a comment too. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. I will be back soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.